Talk about your transition here to Fort Hays State, and when did you truly become comfortable with the defensive scheme and what was being asked of you?
I want to say the transfer was a little bit difficult, just coming from JUCO to MIAA. I mean, my coaches kind of told me it's probably the closest thing you'll get to D1 football, just being a tough conference. But the transition as far as learning the playbook was, I'm not going to say it was just hard, but I went from a 4-2-5 of playing straight man to all these different schemes we put in each week. And, I'm trying to find a word for it. Coach Ayers has a lot of stuff that he puts in, and during the spring I even struggled, and a little bit first 2 games I struggled, still kind of confused on the field, but now I'm probably the most comfortable I've been this season.
Was the interception a byproduct of that? That was a pretty impressive play.
Yeah. We got the switch, and I went on the blitz, and then he tried to float it over my head, and I just happened to catch it.
Did you think you were going to score?
I honestly did, and then I took that look around my shoulder, and quarterback was right there, so it was like.
Were you catching any grief that you let a quarterback?
Oh yeah, a lot. Even from Coach Brown, he was like, "Man, you let a quarterback catch you." And my friends back home, my family, but at the end of the day, they always like, "It's a good play."
We see the defense play so well, and then there will be one big play that pops off for the other team. The Central Oklahoma had a couple of them. What happens on just those 2 or 3 plays that allows the other team to do that?
Really, just busted coverages. We seen a lot of plays that they ran this past Saturday, and it just comes down to a communication thing, and us being a young team and having a few transfers starting this year. It's just a communication thing, and once we get that part right, I think we would be really good.
How important to you had the interception, but those have been a little bit few and far between this year. How big of a key is that to start forcing turnovers for the season to turn around and the defense to play better?
I think that's a big thing because with turnovers, you get your offense opportunity to score the ball, and I feel like we haven't done that as much this season. So a big thing we've been trying to work on and communicating with is forcing turnovers throughout the game.
So the magic question is, how do you force those turnovers? You're working on it. What do you think you need to do to get those more interceptions and forced fumbles? What do you think is the defense going to have to do?
Just be a little bit more physical as far as tackling, trying to force the ball out, getting a little bit more pressure on the quarterback to force him to make those bad throws, and then so therefore he doesn't have that much time to sit back there and throw it, and then just winning one-on-one battles as far as when the ball isn't there.
What led you to decide to attend Fort Hays State University?
It was a tough decision because it was just like a Texas kid moving to Kansas. Never would have thought I'd be here, but when I came on my visit, it felt like a family. A lot of the players reached out and just talked to me about everything. Coach Brown, when I was sitting up there, me and my mom, he just made it feel like a home, and which it does. I mean, it's been a lot different as far as like weather and all that other stuff, but I've gotten used to it, and it just feels like I can be here for the next 3 years.
All right, so the weather, is this the first stocking cap that you have owned, or did you have one prior to this?
It's not the first, but, I make do with it. Whenever it touched below 40, I got to put something on my head.
You mentioned being a little different. The factor is a decent amount of Texas players on the team. Does that help a little bit? Are you able to relate to maybe some of the teammates who come from Texas as well?
Yeah, it's a few Texas players, so it's like, okay, now it's a little fun. I'm not the only one here. But we get along well, and then just meeting new people from different states is cool.
Other than the weather, what's been the biggest adjustment for you coming from a Texas kid coming up to Hays America?
Adjustment-wise, I would have to say the food. The food is a big one. I've been having to adjust on that, and then,
What's the biggest adjustment on the food?
whew, you know, my big favorite thing is Whataburger. Whataburger is a big Texas thing, so kind of this year Wendy's has turned into my Whataburger, and then just the atmosphere. It's been a great atmosphere. I mean, I come from Texas A&M, which is also a good atmosphere, but I think a lot of the community surrounds around the football team, and I like that.
Central Missouri this week, challenges, I know it's early in the week, but some of the challenges you guys are gonna face against them.
Like Coach Brown mentioned earlier, the quarterback, he's a good athlete, and I think scrambling-wise, we'll have to just keep contained and then just play like we've been playing, just eliminate the small mistakes, and I think we should be able to beat them.